A year and a half ago at the 2022 Oscars, what should have been an amazing night, an incredible night for Will Smith as an actor, turned into a disaster for his career after he went up on stage and slapped Chris Rock in the face all over a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. And of course, that's what everyone was talking about. It wasn't about his achievements. It wasn't about his Best Actor award. It ended up being a completely embarrassing moment for Will Smith, who then had to step out of the public limelight for quite some time. It hasn't been until recently where people have been willing to do projects with him, where people have been willing to take pictures and do all these things because of how embarrassing that moment was. And it wasn't just about him slapping Chris Rock. It was everything that came out after that. The extramarital affairs that Jada Pinkett Smith had, and basically the emotional abuse that Jada Pinkett Smith has put Will Smith through. That was really what came out from this. Just an embarrassing moment, not only as an actor, but as a man for Will Smith. And now, it seems like Jada Pinkett Smith just can't stop. This bitch is back, and all to sell a book, she's decided to further embarrass and emasculate Will Smith. Will Smith's Oscar slap takes a wild turn from Jada Pinkett Smith. This is what people woke up to this morning. Again, all so she could sell a book. Here it is. Jada said her and Will Smith were done before the slap with Chris Rock. And by that, I mean separated. She's now claiming they've been separated since 2016. You know, maybe the reason that hadn't been revealed before was for maybe professional reasons. Maybe they didn't want their personal business out there. Who fucking knows? In the aftermath, we've learned a lot about especially Jada's personal business, haven't we? But this is what Jada Pinkett Smith decides to reveal in her book.
Surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true? Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives. It was not a divorce on paper, but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now, y'all have been apart.
So you're telling me that she got so upset over that comment from Chris Rock. She's the one that glared at Will, basically glaring, saying, are you going to do something about this? We all understand that. That is why Will Smith went from laughing at the joke to walking up there. And you're telling me that you had been separated for 6 years when that happened? This is all over the internet today. Jada says her and Will Smith have been separated since 2016. Then why the fuck did Will Smith say this at the Oscars? Yeah, let's listen to this one more time.
G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
This is such a nightmare, and some people are calling it what it is. Jada's emotionally abusive, and it's sickening to watch. If she's not telling the world that Will never satisfied her in bed, bragging about cheating on him, berating him, right? Because she shit all over Will Smith, or had her friends or inside sources shit all over Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock, berating him for defending her against Chris Rock, etc. She's figuring out ways to embarrass this man. Deplorable. And she did go further into that entire thing about the entire slap. Jada Pinkett Smith says she initially thought the Oscar slap was a skit. I was like, there's no way that Will hit him. It wasn't until Will started to walk back to his chair that I even realized it wasn't a skit. The first word she said to Will once they were alone after the show was, are you okay? This bitch. Listen, I have no idea why they decided to separate, why they decided to whatever. It's clear, Will Smith, you need to run as far the fuck away as possible from this woman. Even if you're separate and leading separate lives, you're still too close. You are still catching strays. This woman is out to embarrass you in every way she fucking can, and she does not care about you. Do you know why? If this is true, if they've been separated since 2016, do you know why they didn't make that a public thing? It's probably because they didn't want to either go through the embarrassment, it wouldn't look good professionally, it wouldn't look good personally, all these reasons. Jada, in order to sell a fucking book, in order to cash in after the slap, after everybody knows all this business, she decides to reveal it there just to get more attention. Jada Pinkett Smith is an absolute bitch. Will Smith made a massive mistake with that slap, and it's always going to be remembered. Everyone's always going to remember that, especially someone like Chris Rock. But what's happened since then, I think people feel more bad for Will Smith than anything else. What do you guys think about this newest revelation? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.